What's up, guys? Welcome back to Higurashi. I'm using my new mic, my Turtle Beach. It's very squeaky on my glasses for some reason. It's very annoying. Um, anyway, so hopefully it's better than the mic I've been using lately. I'm going to load Chapter 9. Just for this, I'm taking my glasses off. And I'll just read it without my glasses. I have terrible vision, so I have to look pretty closely. After hanging up on Shion, I searched for the weekend's chance phone number on my school contact list. There it is. My fingers trembled with urgency. I felt multiple times to put in this simple 5-digit number. Kichi, are you calling someone at this hour? It's late and it's being rude to the other person. That doesn't matter right now. I shouted angrily at my mother, listening to the dial tone. Pick up, come on, pick up. It looked like I'm fucking pissed off or something. The way I'm looking at my eyes. At the time it was 11 p.m. It certainly wasn't early. It was essentially the middle of the night. Had Rika-chan already gone to bed? Her phone would ring constantly though, so she would get back up for me. Rika-chan didn't pick up. She didn't pick up. She didn't pick up. Maybe just happened to miss it. Maybe her bed was just too far away from the phone. The sound of the phone ringing gets clearer and clearer the longer you go on sleeping. Then, the bathroom. Yeah, she must have been taking a bath. If that was the case, then even if she heard the phone, she wouldn't be able to pick up. It was probably a little too late to be taking a bath, but it was possible she normally took baths right before going to bed. Well, 30 minutes to try calling again. Oh, wow, man. Even as I said, I was thinking that I called her house over and over again. I kept calling over and over again. I kept on calling, but she didn't pick up even once. I kept trying for about 30 minutes. Yes, she wasn't picking up. Were my phone calls so persistent that she had gotten scared of picking up the receiver? That couldn't possibly be it. There was no point in doing this any longer. The best thing would be to go there in person. Where we could Chan's house, though. Shit, I never even asked her where she lived. Her residence was written there in the contact list, but it was an address, mostly numbers, so I couldn't tell where it was just by reading it. Isn't there a map or something here and here? Rika Furude. Her last name was Furude. It was a bit of an odd last name, so it might be easy to find. Thinking that, I rummaged around the drawer with the phone book, but I could find things like pick up menus and phone numbers for public establishments. Shit. I tore one thing out after another out of the drawer, but I didn't come up with any clues as to where Rika Chan's house was. Calm down, Kichi Baron. If you don't know, then just ask. Ask someone who does know. That's it. Rena's got a note. I looked at Rena's phone number on the contact list. Rena Ryugu, there she was. Please answer, Rena. Hello, this is Ryugu. I was the voice of a grumpy sounding man. It must have been Rena's father. I am calling in the middle of the night. I had to be polite. I'm sorry for calling so late night. This is my bear. Is there any chance Rena's still around? Where is Rena's taking a bath. Oh, she's done. Rena, there's a friend of yours on the phone. Oh, right. Rena was her real name, wasn't it? I got so used to calling her Rena that hearing her real name caught me a little off guard. Hello, this is Rena. It's me, Kichi. Sorry for calling so late. Huh? Kichi-kan, what do you need at a time like this? Well, actually, I wanted to know where Rika Chan's house is. Rena seemed a little appalled that I'd call her for something like that at this hour. However, she spoke with her words seriously, as if she caught on to how urgent my need was. Okay, sure. You know that I'm simply hauling the grounds of the Friday Shrine? There's a 2-story shack used for storage behind it. That's where she lives. I couldn't immediately visualize the place, but as long as I knew she lived in the shrine grounds, I just had to take a look around. Good God, thanks. Sorry again for calling so late. Apologize to your dad for me too, would you? Okay, but Kichi-kan, why do you want to know where Rika-chan lives? Rena asked me in an unusually sharp way, halting me before I could hang up the phone. I hesitated for a moment about whether to tell her. He was killed because I told him. Kichi-kan, if you're still listening, could you answer me? Why are you asking where Rika-chan lives at a time like this? Rena affected her usual tone, but beneath her words lay a certain tension, like she intuitively believed something was going on. What will you do, Kichi? If it's Rena, can't I tell her? He was killed because he found out. I feel like the instant he was killed. Kichi-kun, Rina was so insinuous. Please answer me. Rina asked me once again in a tone so forcefully I couldn't imagine her ever using it normally. Oh man, I can't get the squeakiness. My glasses out of my head. Whatever. I was couldn't imagine. I was taken back by her vigor. Rina was Rika-chan's friend too. She had the right to be concerned about Rika-chan's parent. If I told Rina then, even if only for a moment, I could drive away my horrifying fears. Rina, well, I can't exactly tell you why, but yes. Serena's tone was serious itself. Just from that tone, I could feel her saying, no matter what you say, Kichkan, I'll believe you. That subtle sense of security gave me the courage to reveal the truth. I have a feeling that Rika-chan is in danger. You mean like a premonition, or do you have some reason to believe she's in danger? I really didn't have the time to go back and forth with Lena about this. I saw thinking in her calm voice, soothed my pointless impatience. I don't have much reason, but yeah, I still hesitated. I told Rika-chan that we had snuck into the ritual storehouse. The mayor whom Shion had confessed before that had already disappeared. So it was puzzled Rika-chan also. I didn't know how to explain it to Rina. While I was tongue-tied, Rina spoke up. Sorry for asking something so weird. I thought about it, and it isn't like you need to be sure. Rina left the little seeming like a little absent-minded. I wasn't exactly in the mood to laugh, so this time I was dumbfounded. Rina continued in a cheerful yet still purposeful voice and read about his friend. I don't think you'll need a reason to go and check on them. Even if Rika-chan was asleep and you ended up waking her up, if that was why you did it, then none of us would get mad. Rina, thank you. Okay, then Kichi-kun, just one thing. You called Rika-chan's house, right? Then you couldn't just gotten through, so that's why you had to ask me where her house is. Yeah, that's right. I must have called her for 10 minutes. She could just be sleeping and not have noticed. Rika-chan's house is really small. She would definitely hear the phone ring even if she was asleep. Suko-chan is there too, so why there's no way neither of them would notice. Suko, you mean she's living with Rika-chan? Yeah, you didn't know? Well, can we talk about that later? Anyway, if you call that much and no one answered, then something's definitely wrong. We understood that the situation wasn't normal far faster than I could have ever imagined her to. It made her seem dependable. However, the fact that Rina had acknowledged this also meant the best case possibility of it all just being the result of my own needless fears went out the window. I'll go to Rika-chan's house right now. Will you come with me? I can show you the way. Sounds good. Let's meet up at the same place as usual. I'll be waiting for you. No, wait. I'll come get you at your house. You just wait there, and I'll tell your family you're coming with me to Rika-chan's house, okay? Will that be okay? We might lose time if you come here. Did you call me Ch.2? She's definitely dependable at times like these. If you have it, then I'll give her a call. My thoughts froze for a moment. Shauna just told me to be careful around me during a phone conversation a little while ago. If that sounds like a main house was somehow lurking behind the surface of the annual freak death, then the current heir to the family Meow wouldn't be uninvolved. So that wouldn't mean she wasn't uninvolved in what happened to Takano-san, Tomatake-san, also the mayor's disappearance. Oh man. Okay, bye. I'll be right over. Wait for me. That's all Rina said before I heard Lee hang up the phone. Oh yeah, hanging up. Shit, man. No, that was enough to be doubting me. I need to make sure Rika-chan was safe. I got changed. Got my key to my bike. I figured things would go more smoothly if we met up in the place we usually do before school. Rina wouldn't need to come all the way to my house. Okay, so probably have a jacket that I told him I was leaving, so keeping out without a word. The night was unusually warm and disagreeable and humid. She said that Rika-chan just go to live together, right? Then it was only Rika-chan, so Coco wasn't there either. Realizing that with them living together really meant caused my thoughts immediately take a turn for the worse. That can't be Satoko, as she's got nothing to do with any of this. Even if there were a reason for Rika-chan to disappear, there wouldn't be a reason for Satoko. Kichi-kan. Rina was really fast. She approached me on her bike at an amazing speed. Her breath was ragged, panting, and clear picture just how hurried she'd been going. Hey Rina, let's get going. Kichi-kan, I thought I told you to wait at your house. Rina's suspicion was all business. Was she mad? It came out of the blue and I folded for a moment. Well, I just figured it would be faster to meet up here. Kichi-kan, don't you get it? Rina showed clearly angry. I never seen Rina like this before. Is she going all crazy on me? Do I get it? What's the problem? Rina seemed to notice she was scaring me. Took a couple of deep breaths and continued as if admonishing me, but her expression didn't soften at all. Kichikan, the whole village is in uproar now that the elder disappeared, right? Yeah. Yeah, you're telling me that Rika-chan and Stuko-chan aren't where they are supposed to be, right? Yeah. That's about sums it up. Then you need to be more careful. Do you have any idea how dangerous it is to be standing out here alone in the middle of the night? I began to understand where Rena's anger was coming from. You told your family you'd be going to Rika-chan's house with me, didn't you? So that was the worst case scenario. If you and I would disappear, people wouldn't know when and where we did. Rena was perfectly level-headed in an emergency situation. There were assistant nights of Watanagashi. Every night someone had died or disappeared. On the night itself, the Kana sanctification met strange ends. On the next night, the elder vanished. Now, on the next night after that, Rika-chan's Dakota went nowhere to be found. I hadn't been thinking of anyone but myself, but it wasn't enough to say that I knew myself. It was a little weird at the moment. It was, in fact, extremely strange. Rena even anticipated her own disappearances and told me to tell my family where I was going. I was embarrassed at my own carelessness, and the need to be embarrassed made me afraid after the night. Sorry, I didn't tell them yet. Okay, then let's go get them, tell them together. With 300 beside me, if we back towards my house. The moon seemed strangely high in the sky. The sky was so uselessly vast and cold. So that matter what, it would never seem to be likely to that this cruel fact had already confronted me. On such a crazy night, Rena had been unimaginably dependable. Rena was always metamorphosis enough to make Rena caution against carelessness was to me the most fearsome thing of all. The moon seemed strangely high in the sky. We met up with Mion on the way, and she, of course, was unsure whether to believe me about Rika-chan's Tuko's disappearance. Kichi-chan, are you serious? Kichi, I'm going to get really mad if this is a joke. Mion was clearly displeased. Wait, Mion's here now? As for a joke, it was very funny. I just thought incident my words were. Ever since the day before yesterday, someone had died or vanished every night. Rika-chan disappeared, and after all, that was just something you couldn't say. You didn't even know what? I can't see, so. Ni-chan, if it really is a joke, don't get mad. Smile. It would be a joke after all. You need to go make sure whether it's a joke or not. You're right. Sorry for getting upset. However, it's a good joke. It might be a bane if we learned that our friendships were safe. It would end up as nothing more than a funny story. Having been warned about that by Rena, Mia gave a clear, dry smile of attention and she felt loosening a bit. She mounted her bicycle as well. Our 3 bicycle lights flashed down the pitch-black roads. They were some of the only illumination outside. Oh, damn, that's scary, man. Kichan, why did you suddenly decide to call and ask Rika-chan's house at a time like this? Mion asked me the same thing that I had trouble explaining to Rena. Would it be weird to call it a premonition? I couldn't quite tell because it's dark, but I thought I could see Mion smiling very ambiguously. I never understood that she wasn't convinced, though, despite the darkness. Well, I had this bad dream while I was snoozing. I couldn't get out of my head. So, did Rika-chan get kidnapped in the dream? Well, if it's no more of a vague feeling sort of thing. If Rika-chan had answered the phone, I would have called you and Rena after that. Lies smoothly babbled out my mouth, makeshift though they were. I was lying because I thought telling them I was gonna Shion would be silently admitting that we stole into the ritual storehouse together that night. Mia didn't press me any further. I don't know whether that convinced her. Or maybe she figured that making sure Rika-chan's to go where safe would be faster than making an issue out of it. I felt relieved and immediately a little guilty. Mion hadn't really been acting any differently these last few days, but I'm still trying to distance myself from her for some reason. It was only because of what I heard from Shion and Oishi-san that she was the successor to some kind of super extravagant game family. No, I was just trying to force myself to forget. Don't do that, Kichi, bear. Wasn't it Mion who was the first to ask about the night of Watanagashi? It's such a harsh tone at that. Have I already forgotten the terror I felt? At the time, Mion looked like something different from the Mion I knew. When I think about that Mion, then Shion Oishi-san's descriptions of Mion made a tiny bit more sense. That's it, isn't it? If that was as far how she reacted that day, then I wouldn't be feeling this way towards her now. What on earth was going on with her back then? I was conveniently thinking of everything she had done after that. Wow, she disregarding the very first thing, the whole thing I should have been looking at most was an eye. Young was pedaling her bicycle in front of me, her long hair fluttering in the wind. No matter how long I looked at her back, it never gave me answers to any of my questions. We went all the way to the stone steps leading up to the shrine grounds. Of course, we weren't going to want to haul our bikes up there, so we parked them beside the staircase instead. So this is the Fruited Shrine. Everybody comes up and goes as they please if it were a park, but this was actually a grand estate owned by the Fruited family. So the entire shrine is private property. It really makes you feel the passage of time. 20 years ago would have been looked exactly the same. Then it wouldn't that mean that the Fruited family is really old, with a story going back for generations? Yeah, they're gone. That's odd. Rena said something clearly disquieting, so I ran over to her. What's wrong, Rena? Rika-chan always leaves their bicycles here. See, they're gone. I look around. Indeed, there are no bicycles aside from the ones we've taken to get here. Couldn't they have parked them somewhere else? Could they have brought them up the stairs? Those girls couldn't do that, Kichi-kun. Just as she said, I could imagine Rika-chan and Takotoko lugging the bikes all the way up there. We hadn't yet knocked on Rika-chan's door, but Billy was already sparking some ideas that weren't what you would call good. Maybe they were just parked under some trees and we hadn't noticed them. I refused to believe that their not being able to find their bikes here was proof they disappeared. Let's go. The only way to be sure is to check their house. We all nodded and dashed up the stairs. I don't know if that's what it said, but I can't see, so we passed through the red arc and came onto the shrine grounds, which was covered in neat gravel. It was so quiet here, as though the Watanagashi festival had never happened. So where's the house they live in? Over here. Come with me. When I took the lead and sprinted off, we went towards the assembly hall behind the shrine and looped around it behind it. In the darkness of the night, we found a small prefab two-story shack that looked like a warehouse. The lights are off. Are they sleeping? Let's knock. Rena nears the shack, which didn't really look like a place people would live. It's such a beautiful shrine, so I figured they live in a really beautiful house. It was far from what I had expected. Rika-chan, Satoko-chan, are you there? Rena shot up towards the second floor. Her voice was restrained at first, but steadily grew louder. No answer. In fact, there was any sort of activity in the house at all. Yeah, I'm sure she has someone looking after them. They can't be just two kids living alone. They gotta have some kind of guardian. They might be sleeping. Let's wake them up. I've been on the shutter with both hands, and the loud sounds echoed into our surroundings. They would have to notice that much noise. They'd turn on the light in their room, fleeing open the windows and yell, what time do you think it is? That, however, wasn't happening. There was absolutely no response. I stopped slamming our fist on the shutter, and a sudden silence fell over us. The silence aroused terrible thoughts in us. I could feel the blood drain from my face. It's locked. I wonder if we can get into it somehow. But I showed no signs of stopping. It didn't look like she would admit we weren't there until we went and saw for ourselves. That refusal to give me the strength. The second-story windows wouldn't be locked. I'll give them a try. Kichi and a ladder. The man brought over a ladder that was thin against the house. The footing was a little unstable for me to be climbing, but Mian had held the ladder firmly in place for me. I hadn't climbed too many ladders. My inexperience with them was exposed. I climbed one step at a time and tried to open each window on the second floor. Mian, I'm just going to go check at the main house just to be sure, okay? I'll meet you. I'll be right back. Rena darted away. What, a main house? It's the Fruited family's actual house. After her parents passed away, I think it's been left like that. Ah, right. Rika-chan's parents, they passed away, huh? At the point, we called something else. Was Satoko living here too? Satoko's also an orphan. Her parents fell from a cliff because of Oishiro-sama's curse. Then her older brother Satoshi-kan, he disappeared. Satoshi, I've heard that name before. I remembered. He was the one who disappeared last year because of the curse. Ever since then, Satoko and Rika-chan have been living in this shack. Neither one of them had any family, but at least they're together. They help each other out. I said main house, didn't she? Wouldn't it be easier to live there? The curtains were drawn, so I couldn't get a good look inside. Sorry about that. But two young girls living together seemed like a pretty tough life. I think she tried that at first. She said it was hard, though, because it reminded her of her parents. I had no idea. I really feel bad for them. They don't normally so cheerful at school, so that I never even realized them until told me this. Are we good chance to go chat? They have it hard, huh? She's cursed, huh? Suddenly, Mia was in such a low voice that it sounded like she was really cursing someone, and I didn't let it slide. I turned over on the ladder to face her and asked again, Mia, what did you just say? I said she's cursed. Mia, still on the ladder, brought her head up and looked at me in the eyes. I assumed that absolute zero jolt of electricity surged through my body. Mia's eyes cluttered over, and within them boiled and bubbled a stew of chaos. They were whirled around like a raging sea, and bubbles floating to the surface. I had at some point been trapped on this ladder, like me being surrounded dead in the street. Me on you? Why are you making that face? I intended to follow that up with, you're going to look forward to the joke, and give her a forced smile. However, on such uneven footing as I was, the only thing that came out of my mouth was a hoarse groan as I desperately struggled to not let nausea overwhelm me. Satoko Hojo, she's been cursed by Yoshio-sama. Mian answered to the response to something I never asked, as if replying to somebody else's question. The only people who fell from the park conversation platform were her parents. Only her parents, who treated her like dirt, died that day. She was the only one to survive. Then she went to live with her aunt, who treated her cruelly, and the aunt was killed on the mountain of Watanagashi by some deviant who beat her to death so violently her brains were everywhere, and her head an entirely different shape at the end of it. Then Satoshi-kan, who always protected her, he suddenly disappeared on her birthday. Someone made him disappear even though he wasn't abusing her. The police judge had never ran away from home, but Satoshi-kan was the kind of person who would do that. He was always earnest. He would never ask for anyone else's help. He would always drag himself through everything with hard work alone. He worked so hard he nearly ground his bones into dust, all for his one and only little sister, and yet someone made him disappear. She was the one thing he lived for, and yet someone made him disappear. Poor Satoshi-kan. He was never rewarded that Satoshi-kan. How ungrateful that child is. She is cursed. All who get near her suffer the same fate. The curse kills them, or the curse makes them disappear. She cannot have any relief. She cannot have any relief. It's probably Tako's fault that Rika-chan disappeared too. It has to be it. 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 Has to be. Okay, this is getting low. Was mumbling words over and over that were no longer coherent. Her shoulders were trembling so hard that I could feel it through the ladder. I almost lost my footing, which made me realize just how far away the ground really was. Calm down, Mian. I don't know what you were talking about. I wasn't sure if she even heard me. Mian rocked back and forth, and that rocking and trembling was becoming even more violent. Help me. That ladder is falling. Help me. Help. Okay, we're gonna fall. Just then I heard the sound of many people running towards us. Hey, over here. I was very nearly to help me out, right? 4 or 5 adults led by Rin and ran over here with flashlights. Kichi-kan, Michan, sorry it took so long. I borrowed the key. Oh, nice one. See, all the windows and doors are perfectly sealed. I was getting worried. When I heard me talking like nothing had just happened, I again felt a chill run to the what? Whatever. The person currently holding the ladder in place, it was definitely Mian. It was the real Mian Samazaki. Then, the person murdered themselves just a few seconds ago. Who was that? The person who was mumbling about terrible things like curses. Who was that? I jumped down the ladder as if running away before Mian turned into that person who wasn't Mian a second time. They all tried a few different keys on the key ring as they turned to open the big shutter on the first floor. Kika's China house used to be a disaster shelter for the town's council, so the keys of the shutter are still kept in the mayor's house. It's Rika-chan Zuko's private residence now, though. Well, this is on Rika-chan's property anyway. Nobody complains about it. Mian gave me a smile as she said that. I, however, could only return her gaze with an aghast expression. Mian was acting all too normal now, but only that contrasted all the more sharply with her earlier un-Mian-like creepiness. Bang bang or bang. Well, I can't fucking read. Well, I can't see it clearly. Bang, bam, clatter, 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 bang. The shutter opened up for the first time in a very long while. Rina looked at the light switch and wasted no time went inside. I followed her and Rika-chan, Suko-chan, if you're here, say something. We climbed a narrow staircase. It looked like nothing more than a warehouse, but now I was inside. I could feel how lived in it was. It was a person's home. Somehow the sin of the two of them filled the place. This was definitely where Rika-chan Suko lived. The first floor doubled as a town assembly warehouse, but the second floor is a space entirely for living. Just like a one-room apartment place, the kitchen was a living room, taking about 150 square feet. Dressers, cupboards, and the like was packed into the space, and in the corner was just a huge pile of clothes that appeared to have just been taken drying outside. In the center of the living room was a fold-up table, and on there were small containers for things like soy sauce and salad dressing. The sense of a frugal lifestyle drifted from all of it. It was strange that we weren't here in the middle of the night like this. Adults climbing the stairs at one at a time began to make a fuss to talk amongst themselves. So, not here? Yeah, they're not here. This is definitely weird. The village had just been through into chaos just because of Mercy's appearance. Didn't they even make a chance to coach had. Were they out playing somewhere together? That can't be it. Their bicycles aren't here, though. Where would they have gone so late at night? Had they just not come back yet? Where did they go? The adults put forth various possibilities, and the house immediately devolved into a state of confusion. Eventually, Mel settled them down. I don't want to believe it, but the mayor commission disappeared yesterday. We can't say this is unrelated. The adults paled at Mel's declaration. Mine and Rena's did as well. Let's see, they could have gone nearby for some tea or something, and they accidentally fallen asleep. Whoever invited them might just not be able to make them up all too. Let's eliminate that possibility first. Makino-san, please go around to the houses near the stream. Kitaro-san, go look near Ojaga Lake. Okamura-san, you come to get directions to the villagers. The adults followed in with hesitation despite her age. We'll remain here and call up anyone who can think of on the phone. Okay, when you have your orders. Got it. The adults all rolled in reply and pounded back down the stairs below. Wow, Min-chan, you're not only the chairperson of the school, but Himisawa too. No time for jokes. Hey, step aside. This old man is using the phone. Young Graham proudly took the receiver and got started. Rena gave me on a trusting look, considering her dependable for doing all this time. My feelings, though, were a little more complicated since her leadership seemed to be affirming the Senozaki family's ancestor impression as Shion and Wishi-san had given me. Stop right there, Kichi Nabera. None of that matters right now. That's the most important thing, is to make sure we get Janice to go are safe. Let's see, there couldn't be their clue hinting at where they might have gone, somewhere in this room. Still there, I wouldn't know what to look for anyway. If we were the whole place apart, if we tore the whole place apart, we figured out what was different from before, we might be able to speculate, but there was nothing strange about the room where there were no clues in sight. In the first place, I'd never been here before. There was no way for me to know what was different if I didn't know how the room usually looked. Hey, don't give up, Kichi and Bear. Stop thinking and start looking for something. In search of something, I tried pulling open the dresser drawers and opening the windows. I didn't uncover anything meaningful, though. Rena was also unable to stand around doing nothing and was looking around the room like I was. Rena, I don't think you'll find Rika-chan by opening the refrigerator or the cabinet underneath the sink. I just thought they might be hiding. As we were searching and got noisy outside. Well, that is possible if, they saw, creepy, versions of us, they'd be scared, so that is possible. Get my mic clipped onto my shirt. I don't know how to do it though. Oh well, forget it. As we were searching, it got noisy outside. Villagers were quickly assembling here, having heard the commotion. Of course, a lot of them were probably people Mion had called. It's only been 29 minutes? Damn, man. Fast. I'll go tell everyone what's going on. That police were to be here sooner or later, too. We'll need to explain the situation to Oishi. I began to sit in the stair and we followed her out to the front of the house. And there were already 10 adults there, all around, and all of them looked uneasy. I suddenly noticed that the old people from the shrine were here as well, and they were praying for the Rika-chan safety, rubbing their prayers beads. This had gotten bad. This wasn't just a problem between friends anymore. Is it true that Rika-chan's aren't anywhere to be found? The villagers all formed a ring around Mion, swarming her. Mion raised her right hand as if silently telling them to calm down. First, let's check every house according to the town's council's notification division and see if they're visiting anyone. After all, they could be fast asleep at someone's house and fully unaware that we're looking for them. It would definitely be hard for someone to wake up if we could challenge she had and catch a good full meal and then fall asleep like a kitten afterwards. Oh, how nice it would be if that were the case. I don't want to think bad about this, but it's also possible something bad has happened. The Space Group more grim out in the way of silence watched over the adults. We should divide up work too. We'll go around all the places we went last night while looking for the mayor. We'll go look around the damn district as best as we can. You guys go search around the school. Right. Let's get a move on. Oh, come, let's go. All of you were all up night looking for the mayor. I know you're all in no sleep, but please do your best. Got it. With that, there's signal the adults scattered in every direction. I figured I should scatter somewhere as well, so I started walking to the other direction no one else had gone. I was getting farther and farther from people. I didn't feel scared or anything. Now, if someone were made to disappear, she and I should be first. It would have been perfectly normal for me to be scared of the dark. However, I didn't feel that way. Why was that? It was because tonight someone had already disappeared, so nobody else would disappear tonight. It would be take some time before I get exhausted, as I would feel guilt as this using my own selfish sense of relief. The logo appeared. Okay, so it's like we're like halfway through the chapter, I think. Suddenly my vision cleared and a cold wind caressed my body. This was the hill on which you could see the whole village. Looking down from the hill, I could see lights on there, and knew the entire village had woken from this slumber. First, the Kano-san, then the mayor, and now Rika-chan Stoko had been sacrificed, and the word of it was spreading everywhere. The strength of my knees left me. This could no longer be a joke. We could have found them. Mion would have told me I did was a worrying more. Rina would just be glad we did. They would have smiled at me. My hopes disappeared as if I were awakening from a dream. That was what I could see this was telling me. Fell on my knees, my arms both bent forward onto the ground. I clawed at it with my nails. I couldn't figure out if I was feeling sorrow or frustration. Is this my fault? If I couldn't endure the burden of my own sin, and I had just told Rika-chan about it. They had nothing to do with it, but Rika-chan and even Stuko had been sacrificed. It was like a cross that she and I would each have to bear the weight of until all our souls were erased. Well, if I went that far, then I promised her long before that. My original sin, of course, breaking taboo and entering the ritual storehouse without asking. If I knew I shouldn't have gone in there from the start. Yeah, I lost out to cheap curiosity. I hadn't felt so angry at myself until this very moment. There was a crunching sound. I wasn't interested in who made the noise, as despondent as I was. Kichi-kan, are you okay? It was Rina. Pressed my claw to the ground, made me look like I was having stomach pains. She ran over my back like she was trying to make me feel better. This is not my fault. It's because of me. It's my fault. Kichi-kan's fault. If she didn't do anything wrong. Please don't blame yourself for this. I could tell Rina was doing her best to choose the right words out of consideration for me. That's why I could sense her intent behind those words. Kichi-kan, you know why Rika-chan could disappear, don't you? Is what she really meant to say. Because it was an emergency, Rina had ignored the reason why I wanted to make sure Rika-chan was safe, but now that we actually confirmed her disappearance, it was only natural Rina would start to wonder about why. However, now with this situation I've gotten this far, I couldn't possibly tell her now. I didn't want to admit that Rika-chan had disappeared, but I couldn't let Rina disappear either. Kichi-kan, if you stay here out in the wind, you'll catch a cold. Rina sat down, bringing her eyes level with mine. They told us the children should go back home to sleep. Rina showed me her watch as she said that. It was long past 1 in the morning. Time was passing too quickly. I have been calling around here for that long. If I don't sleep soon, I'll have to make trouble again for school tomorrow. Even the adults are really worn out since they were searching for the mayor last night, too. They're saying that they break up a little earlier tonight. I was a little upset that they weren't allotting as much to this as they searched for the mayor last night, but that was something I would have caused of everything I know I had to criticize him for. It's alright. The police arrived a little while ago. Look, this police car's coming to the village right now. Hearing that remark, I looked down at the village to see that there were indeed more cars than one would normally expect to see were coming from the dark from the other side of the mountain. However, none of their emergency lights were on. Of course, their sirens weren't wailing either. That's right. All of the incidents that occurred the night after Watanagashi is seen as a product of Rachel Summer's curse and would be handled in secrecy. If you get a chance to go to their experience would end up exactly like the other serial incidents in the past. Surreptitious, unresolved, declared as mystery, and disappeared from memory. Rikujian's face, for a sweet face like a Western doll's, would fade away. Stucco's smile, her energetic, faint smile, would fade away. The more I tried to remember them, the less I would be able to. I deserved to be called an idiot dozens of times over, and it wouldn't be enough. I couldn't help but tears at my own sheer stupidity. I don't know what you're blaming yourself for, Kichikun, but you should stop. I was about to deny it. I couldn't. Even so, I wouldn't affirm it either. I wanted to at least keep Rina out of this. If she found out, she wouldn't be involved. Please, Rina, could you just leave me alone? Even if I went home, I wouldn't be able to sleep. If I could just get to sleep, then I at least wanted to search for a good chance. It took until I collapsed. The entire village was looking, yet they still haven't been found. I don't think I'd be able to find them if I went looking alone at this point. Still, I had to do it. They disappeared because of me. I couldn't possibly go to sleep while other people were out there searching. I had said that to myself as self-depression, but I soon realized that Reno was silently trying to find the meaning in my mumblings. I realized I misspoke. It's Kichikun's fault? Why do you think that? Why? That can't be. Kichikun, you're not at fault. I was happy that Rena said these things to me, but she only did so because she didn't know the truth. If she knew that everything had been caused by breaking up taboo the night of the Watanagashi, then even Reno cursed my existence. However, I could not allow for those curses. That would mean confessing my own crimes to Rena. If I spilled even one word of the having snuck into the ritual storehouse on the night of Watanagashi, even Rena could disappear tomorrow night. The gentle, spirited, always joking, always howling. But at a time like this, the most dependable person in the world, Rena, might disappear. I don't want that. Anything but that. This time I need to bear my own cross alone. Kichikun, I know that you always have your friends in your heart. I can really understand feeling like you want to kick yourself. Rena knows, though, that's not like Kichikun's fault. You didn't do anything wrong, Kichikun, and I know that. You know that? He was shivering my veins, switched at my back, and replaced my sorrow on my heart with fear. I didn't tell anything, did I? Maybe I accidentally said something that caused me to figure it out. This is bad. Yeah, Reno will disappear. Reno will disappear. Reno will disappear. Reno is saying, wait, what? Ah, shit. Anyway, Kichikun, are you thinking that Reno might disappear now too? Because it was for someone's curse? She was more fierce into the hand up in my head. You don't need to worry about that. Rena isn't going anywhere. I promise. Why? How can you say that with such confidence? I mean, someone's been sacrificed every night so far. There was no proof that it would happen again tomorrow night. There were even less proof after all that the sacrifice wouldn't be Rena. I don't care who you are. Just please, if you're going to erase someone, erase me first. Please stop cruelly getting rid of those people who are close to you, like the Mayor's John, and make a chance to go for me. Sean's hysterical laughing came back to mind. They must be planning to kill us last of all. They're not killing the first people who came to mind. They're killing. They start by killing those who we're close to, and then after they caused us so much pain, they'll kill us. That must be what they're doing. Rena, please don't disappear. Please don't. As long as I'm still here, I can no longer conceal the sobs welling up within me. Come on, Kichikun, crying doesn't suit you. Let's go back to the others. The housewives are coming to make some soup for us. Warm me up and calm me down. Rena promised me to stand, and it had the energy to pose her, so I stood as she urged me to. We returned to the shrine grounds to find several gas stoves, doors, and some soup in big pots. Many villagers were sipped at the soup. They were given in dead, stony silence. Their expressions were absolutely exhausted. Everyone had just been running around the village until a little while ago. From the dreary looks on their faces, though, I assumed but they hadn't come up with anything yet. Hichan, where did you go? I was worried you disappeared too. Sorry. Yon had some miso soup for me, but I refused to offer. I didn't have much of an appetite. Chan, how is it? Did you find any clues? I took a sip of her soup, her expression frank. None at all. Since school ended, they went home. Wait, school ended? What? Then the two of them went somewhere on their bicycles. Moreover, nobody ever saw them riding their bikes, so... When it gets dark out here, however, people quickly vanish from the streets. Aside from adults hurrying back home from town, cars on bicycles, there was almost absolutely nobody walking around outside. It wasn't at all strange that nobody had seen a good chance to go through it in their bikes. It was the same last night with the mayor. There's no hope. To be honest with that tone pricked my ears, but that anger quickly subsided. She had been doing all sorts of things to try and find Ch.2 just a second ago. If I asked her, she'd probably say this she was up to all night last night too, looking for the mayor, wouldn't she? She must have been far more fatigued than I was. Besides, what about me? I had spent the time hunched over in indecision all alone. I had no right to say anything about me on. Ch.2, I know it's hard, but let's turn in for the night. We just decided we should break up the search for now. Drink this and let's call it quits. Is this the end? Oh no, of course not. Once it's spread again, we'll do a thorough search with the police's help. They could have caught talking to me too. Please, we are even saying we should go through all this stuff. Shishibone City investigating whether there are any witnesses for both of the girls and the mayor. Anyway, what happened to Ch.2? Where did you go off to? You vanished all of a sudden. I was really worried. Suddenly I was on the receiving end, but I didn't have the willpower to respond. Sorry, I'll be more careful. Nothing happened. There wasn't anyone suspicious spying on stuck in you, nothing like that. Man demanded the serious expression. I was being criticized for how inconsiderate I had been. Despite being in so much pain, I was frustrated that I was being criticized, but it was my sin. My sin, I must bear it alone. Nothing. I'll be careful either way. Sorry. I'm now aware of that something, because it doesn't go down all the way, it just fucking stops anyway. Oh my. I knew I smelled something good coming from over here. I'd be much obliged if you'd let me to have some. We heard the repulsive voice of a fat man. It was Higurashi's son, trailed by a handful of police officers. He was acting energetically in a way unfitting given the situation. There was not much left, but you can have some if you want. I don't like Higurashi. Leon didn't like Higurashi's son very much. Her cold attitude, though, he didn't seem to bother Higurashi's son in the slightest. It was like splashing water in a frog's face. Well, now, he still see leftovers have a bit too much salt for my taste. Confounded, would you like any? You came in to subordinates, but I want to give dirty smiles and refuse. No dry smiles. Not dirty. So have the police gotten a hold of any clues? The smile was warm enough to replace the miso soup. Don't you worry, little missy. Everything's fine. We're searching for them real good. He didn't say a word about anything. Have any other clues or any clues? In other words, there had been no progress. That sure was annoying. The way of being around the bush or beating, I can't really tell. In any case, it really has gotten late. All of you youngsters should get home and get some sleep. It'll be bad for your health otherwise. Yeah, Ch.2, get some rest. These guys will get our tax money. These guys get our tax money. They'll handle it from here for us. We are taxpayers too, It's like we're drinking our own piss. Okay, that actually is funny. I really was in the mood for laughter. In fact, Higurashi's son was the only one laughing like an idiot. Okay, seriously, please do your best. Let's go home, Ch.2. I'll be harder to wake up tomorrow if we don't. Yes, that's right. I can always bring you home if you need. Kuma-chan, why don't you bring the car around? No thanks. We came on our bicycles, so... No need to worry. We came in our truck. We'll just throw the bikes in the back. We may have gotten pretty sleepy, but we just needed to ride home at this point. I didn't want to bother the police like that. However, nodded. Okay, if you insist, we'd appreciate it. It's probably safer than if we went back alone. But when I thought about it carefully, I realized that Rena's idea was extremely rational. Now let's decide. Let's get a move on, shall we? Okay, bye. Good night, Ch.2. Yeah, Ch.2. You go to bed soon too, okay? Good night. I wave my hand as well, saying goodbye. Ch.2 still had been found. My knees, however, was steadily being pushed away by sleepiness. Rina showed the police where our bicycles were so that Higurashi-san could haul them up into their truck. He prompted us to get back into the back seat. I could hear the springs squeaking as I sat down into a seat that would normally hurt my rear end, but at this point it was very soft and was more than uncomfortable enough for me to fall asleep on. Ladies first, we'll start with the little Mrs. House. Where do you live? Thank you, my house as well. And you're not going to tell him? Rina's voice slowly grew distant. I felt myself being sucked into the void of sleep. Hello? Bear-san, are you asleep back there? Hmm? When I get to, it's quiet. The car was parked. Who sounds giving me light slaps to the cheek? It didn't feel good at all, so I woke up immediately. I'm sorry, I just fell asleep. Then I'd been held right under my nose. A clump of metal. It was a can of coffee. It's lukewarm by now, but coffee, that is good even at room temperature. Oh, thanks. I mechanically took the can, opened the pull top. The pull top. The feeling of the warm sweat liquid going down my throat wakened me in a sleepy mind. But my drowsiness receded. I started wanting to know why the car stopped and why I was offered coffee. Bushy son, who had been in the driver's seat, had at some point removed to the back. Suddenly, I had a very bad feeling about this. It reminded me of the question yesterday at the library. It was already too late by the time I realized I'd made a mistake. Today, of all days, it didn't look like I would be getting away. I had a feeling that until Yoshi-san heard what he wanted to, he wouldn't be letting me go. Nah, please don't get all formal on me. I'm not going to eat you anything. Mayberry-san, Yoshi-san gulped down the last of his coffee, then stretched wide, showing me how relaxed he was. That, however, only served to heighten my nervousness. But what do you need from me? Need? Oh, nothing really. You're going to evade the question at this point? What a deeply unreadable man. Well, I don't need you for anything. I just thought that you needed something from me, Mayberry-san. I don't. Well, I don't need anything. Oh, I see. Really? Are you sure there's nothing? There was only one side of the door in the backseat of the truck. In otherwise, my only exit was blocked off Oishi-san. I couldn't get away. I could only limply hang my head and maintain my silence. Oishi-san, despite my reticence, relaxed, began smoking a cigarette. This crash of the N606 would be growing longer and longer to the amount of time that almost seemed an infinite. Ooh, that was my laptop squeaking. How the hell did I do that? Oh, well. Man, I was sure that you had something you wanted to talk to me about. Ochi-san exhaled a puff of smoke. The weird nose were open, with the tobacco smoke still accumulating inside the vehicle. How much should Ochi-san know? What did he know about me, or what did he want to hear from me? If find out the truth made you disappear, then if I told him what Ochi-san disappeared too, I had a feeling that I didn't need to worry about that in this case. I wonder how all this ended up happening. Ochi-san addressed me in a low tone as if he was talking to himself. How all this ended up happening. How the hell should I know? That was what I wanted to know. You know Jiro Tomitake-san, Mio Takano-san, right? I know you do because I personally witnessed you with them during the festival along with Shion and Senzaki-san. Do you know how Tomitake-san and Takano-san are doing now? They actually passed away. They met with a very untimely death. Oishi-san probably played that card in order to surprise me. However, I already knew and didn't display the extreme reaction he expected. What's this? Did you already know? Unfortunately for this question in particular, Miss, I was equivalent to saying yes. Oh, so then did you also know the recent Tomitake-san and Takano-san were cursed like that? People are saying that apparently they went into some forbidden building, the storehouse for ritual implements. The forbidden sheds and awakening myself with blood-stained past, where the mistake that started it all happened. Do you know about this rumors? They say that we are Enrique Fudes that were cursed because of that too. That would mean it was mine and Sean's fault. He was right. As soon as we revealed what they did call a ritual storehouse, they're saying it like it was bad luck. The lock to it had been replaced by a simpler one, which made it easier for thieves to get inside. What? This was news to me. Until last year, it apparently had big bars and a huge padlock on it. I mean, ever since the priest and his wife passed away, Rika Fuda has been managing the place, right? Apparently, she talked to the mayor saying she wanted them to replace the latter and more simple padlock because the bars were too heavy for her. I didn't know anything about the big bars he was talking about, but the lock has certainly been a simple one. It's a pretty cheap one, too, and it didn't really fit my impression of what a lock for a place used stores one as important as ritual implements would look like. Rika Chen is a small girl, after all. The bars were heavy with the rest, and they must have caused her lots of trouble. So the mayor hired a craftsman and replaced the lock with a simple padlock so she could open it with a key. So how does that mean it was bad luck? This is what I'm saying. The thieves couldn't get in with the old tight lock. The mayor and Rika Chen replaced with a cheap lock and the key on their own, so thieves broke into it. Apparently that's how it's going down. The explanation's a bit Late night silence, certain members of the village delivered punishment upon the thieves who stole into the ritual storehouse, as well as the man Rika's who changed the lock. At least these are the whispers that seem to be getting around. Maybe her son. What did you think? What do I think? I don't really know what you mean by certain members of the village. Are you familiar with the three families? Representatives from each of them gave short addresses at the Watanagashi Festival's opening ceremony. Did you see them? I came partway through the festival, so I don't really. The three families, the three oldest families in Hinamizawa, to give actual names: the Kimiyoshi family, the Sonozaki family, and the Furude family. They each have quite the lineage, it seems. Long ago, it said that everything in the village was decided by a council of the three families. The Kimiyoshi, old man Kimiyoshi, meaning the mayor's family. The Sonozaki family was Mion's. So the Furude family was Rikuchen's family then. After the war, Sonozaki family quickly expanded their influence. Practically speaking, after leading the fight against the construction during the dam conflict, they jumped to the top of the hierarchy of the Hinamizawa. You see, though, in accordance with the old ways, they still decide important village matters only after consulting the three families. That's why the leaders of the three families each have their own address at the start of Watanagashi. In other words, the mayor, the old lady currently in charge of the Sonozaki family, and the last remaining member of the Furude family, Rika-san. I heard that the Sonozaki family was pretty high up there, so Rika-chan's family was just as old. Well, as you're aware, she has no relatives at all. In reality, the Furude family holds pretty much no influence. However, it seems like people will gravitate towards Rika-san on a personal level, and I hear that many of the village elderlies have been blind faith in her. It was certainly true that Rika-chan had an odd sort of charisma amongst the elderly. So what are you telling me about all this three family stuff for? Oishi-san paused for emphasis, lighting another cigarette. I could explain a lot, but I suppose it's still not enough. I'm asking because I don't understand. Oishi-san gave me a dry, meaningful grin and blew out another big puff of smoke. Members of the three families are disappearing one after the other. That's what I'm talking about. I read that they're based on some kind of old tradition inherent in Hinamizawa. I don't know much beyond that. I don't know anything about it either. That's why I'm asking. The leaders of the Kamiyoshi and Furude families have disappeared, so maybe the leader of the Sonozaki family will disappear next. Just kidding, really. The leader of the Sonozaki family, who is it? The current leader is the old lady at their main house, but it wouldn't be incorrect to say that practically all the rest of the leadership have been transferred to her granddaughter Mion-san. The visage of Mion giving prompt directions to the adults while searching for Rika-chan's brought back to mind. Mion, she's gonna disappear? I hadn't even thought of that possibility at all, or stood on end. That's insane. Nobody wants that, right? Of course not. We can't allow that. Champ, Oshi's son grabbed my shoulders with both hands. Then help us, my bear son. If there's anything you've noticed about me, Sonozaki lately, please tell me what's going on with him. By the time I realized it was too late, Oishi-san brought his face in closer, almost close enough for me to ram into me, waiting for my next words. This pressure, I can't tear my ears away from this. That moment I heard a beeping sound. It was from the driver's seat. He ignored it at first, but then it started to bother him, so he finally let go of me and leaned into the driver's seat. Hello? Yep, loud and clear. I was saved. Of course, it was not like I could slip through that opening. I see. Yes, alright. Let's head back then. Yes, okay. Apparently he was being called. Now that I knew he would be afraid that the tension in my body just dissipated all at once. It looks like I need to get going. Well, we just getting to the good part too. That's too bad. Oishi-san opened the door, exited, and walked around the front to the driver's seat. He left the door open. Did that mean I could leave? You really scare your friends. Very an admirable trait of a kid to have in this day and age. I totally understand that. It feels like you'd be betraying them if you told the police anything. Mayberry-san, it's the middle of the night, so try to get a good night's sleep and think about it. Just a little bit of courage for me might end up being what saves many of your friends in the end. Do you want to say their sacrifices and stop with Rika-chan and Sotoko? You know this already, but every night since Watanagashi when this happened. In the past, the crystalline occurred once per year, but this time it's been going on 4 days. What a preposterous year this has been. I don't think you can call that preposterous. The night before last night, and now today. There's no proof that something won't happen tomorrow. Might as well. It's our job to prevent such things before they happen, but for that we need your cooperation, my bear son. I hooked up the open door to see none other than my own house right in front of me. It creeped me out that he knew my name and address, but I was too sleepy right now. I was too sleepy to care. Well, you're probably tired. It's already 3 in the morning. Please give yourself a good rest. Yes, sir. I'll be going now. When I was about to get out the trunk as if to deliver a parting blow, Uchi-san said and raised the voice. I'll be coming by every day until you feel like talking, alright? I don't believe forcing you to confess in an integration room is really fashion these days. I couldn't say anything in response, but he slamming the door shut probably served the same purpose. After lightly beeping the horn, Uchi-san's truck drove off. I went to the front door without waving goodbye. The door was locked, but the chain wasn't up. I unlocked the door and entered. There was no through to the staircase. That's where I lost consciousness. Uh-oh. That can't be good, man. Oh, man, my eyes. This the end of the chapter, man. The screen is hurting my eyes because I look so close to it so I remember to read. I wish this headset, I just goddamn make my glasses so squeaky. It's annoying. But anyways, guys, I'm listening to the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ooh, I got an achievement.